Are you deaf, or does the red shirt mean you're just slow? Zahara Diallo stopped in the middle of the executive corridor, the massive thermal backpack cutting into her shoulders. The man in the $1,000 suit glared at her impatiently, pointing at the glass-walled boardroom door. The catering was supposed to be here 20 minutes ago. Can't you people even follow a simple delivery schedule? Yes, sir. Zahara felt her face burn. At 28 years old, she had heard worse insults, but something about that night was different. The air on the 47th floor of Sterling and Vance felt charged with electricity. People were sprinting through the hallways. Phones rang incessantly. Someone was shouting somewhere behind the frosted glass. I'm sorry, sir. The service elevator was. I don't care. He cut her off with a dismissive wave. Just leave it there and disappear. Zahara, the West African and Moroccan woman with long, intricate braids, took a deep breath. Her braids swayed as she lowered her head and pushed open the conference room door. What she saw inside made her heart race. A massive table surrounded by panicked executives in designer suits. Legal documents scattered everywhere like battlefield debris. A wall screen displaying red graphs plummeting downward. And at the center of it all, a blonde woman in sharp heels screaming into her phone. I don't care if the translator's in the hospital. The call with Chairman Mansour is in 15 minutes. If we lose this contract, we lose everything. Zahara recognized the woman immediately. Helena Sterling, founding partner of the firm. Her face was on every business magazine Zahara flipped through at newsstands while waiting for her next delivery. Excuse me, Zahara murmured, setting the thermal bags on the credenza. Nobody looked at her. It was as if she were invisible, part of the furniture. Does anyone here speak Arabic? Helena asked desperately, scanning the room. Anyone at all? Silence. A gray-haired man, Julian Vane, according to his nameplate, stood rigid. Chairman Mansour bin Zayed only negotiates in formal Arabic. You know this, Helena. We spent 8 months building this relationship, and now. The phone rang. The sound cut through the air like a blade. Every person in the room froze. It's him, whispered an executive, his face white as paper. They're calling from Dubai. Zahara's hands trembled as she arranged the catering trays. The boardroom felt like a pressure cooker about to explode. Helena Sterling's perfectly composed face had crumbled into raw terror. Her fingers white-knuckled around her phone. We have 12 minutes, she whispered. Julian Vane slammed his fist on the mahogany table. 12 minutes before we lose $500 million. The red graphs on the screen plunged deeper. Someone's coffee cup shattered on the floor. Chairman Mansour will take our fumbling as disrespect, an executive choked out. In his culture, that's unforgivable. Helena's voice cracked. We're finished. The phone's ringtone pierced the room again, sharper, more insistent. Dubai wasn't waiting anymore. Helena snatched the phone with shaking hands. As-salam. She butchered the greeting so badly Zahara winced. A cold, furious voice erupted from the speaker in rapid Arabic. Chairman Mansour. He was insulted. Zahara's grandmother's voice echoed in her memory. Language is the key to a man's soul, Habibti. Speak it wrong, and you lock the door forever. Lala Malika's kitchen in Detroit. The scent of mint tea. Weathered hands teaching a young girl the music of formal Arabic, the dialect of kings and scholars. Chairman Mansour, please, Helena begged. Enough, he snapped in English. This disrespect ends now. Goodbye. The line went dead silent. Helena's face drained of all color. Then Zahara heard herself whisper, I can speak to him. Every head in the room snapped toward the delivery girl in the red shirt. Julian Vane's laugh was cruel. You? A delivery girl is going to save a $500 million deal. Let her try, Helena snapped, desperation overriding pride. They shoved the contract at Zahara. Her eyes scanned the Arabic clauses, and her blood ran cold. This word here, thika, you translated it as confidence. It means trust. You've accidentally called the chairman untrustworthy. An executive gasped. Oh my God. And here, Sharaf, honor. You wrote it as pride. You're implying he's arrogant. Julian's face went pale. We sent this version yesterday for his review. That's why he's furious, Zahara breathed. Helena grabbed her shoulders. Can you fix this? Can you explain before he? The phone rang again. One last chance. Or total destruction. Zahara's finger hovered over the speaker button. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She pressed it. Then she spoke. The Arabic that flowed from her lips wasn't the clumsy corporate dialect. It was poetry. Ancient. Formal. The language of the high Atlas Mountains. The entire room froze. Chairman Mansour's breathing stopped mid-exhale. Silence stretched like a blade. Then his voice dropped to a whisper. Who is this? Only a descendant of Malika of the high Atlas speaks with such music. Zahara's throat tightened. My grandmother was Lala Malika, chairman. She sheltered your family during the crisis of 1982. A sharp intake of breath. The sanctuary, it was real? Yes, sir. Long, terrifying silence. Then, put me on video. Now. The screen flickered to life. Chairman Mansour bin Zayed's weathered face filled the monitor, eyes sharp, assessing. He studied Zahara for what felt like an eternity. Then he spoke in English, cold and absolute. I will sign this contract. But only under one condition. Helena leaned forward desperately. Anything, Chairman. Zahara Diallo must be the principal signatory. She will lead this account as executive liaison. Julian Vane exploded. That's insane. She's a delivery. Then we have no deal. The chairman's hand moved toward the disconnect button. Wait. Helena whirled on Julian. Get out of your seat. Julian's face turned purple. You can't be serious. Now. Zahara's legs felt like water as she stood. The leather executive chair was still warm when she sat down. But Chairman Mansour wasn't smiling yet. Now Zahara, prove you're truly Malika's granddaughter. 1 year later. Zahara stood on a marble stage in Dubai, no longer in a red delivery uniform but in a tailored silk suit. Behind her, golden Arabic calligraphy spelled out, the Malika Language Institute. Chairman Mansour stood beside her, eyes glistening. Your grandmother saved my family when we had nothing. Today, her legacy saves thousands. The institute's doors opened. Young women, delivery drivers, cleaners, waitresses, walked in wearing hope like armor. Zahara's voice rang clear. Talent has no uniform. Your value isn't determined by your job title, it's in your soul. Cameras flashed. The world was watching. Back in New York, Julian Vane watched from his tiny new office, demoted and forgotten. The girl he dismissed had built an empire. Never underestimate the person serving you. They might be the one who saves your future. If this story inspired you, smash that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Thanks for watching.